Before the break, we were talking to Heath. He's in Clayton, Georgia. He had a very reasonable question. How do I, on my iPhone, block calls from people I don't know? Now, it wouldn't really be the iPhone doing this probably. It would probably be the carrier doing it. And until recently, the FCC did not allow carriers to do that. And to my knowledge, none of the main carriers in the U.S., you're AT&T, but none of them do that yet. Wouldn't that be nice, though, if, for instance, because they know more about the call than you do. Not only do they see the caller ID, but they probably know a little bit about whether it's a marketing, a marketer, a telephone solicitor, a robocall. They probably have more information than you have, certainly before the call came in. I'd like to just be able to block robocalls as we get into the campaign season. Wouldn't that be nice?
Amen.
Yeah. We live in California, so because California is not really in play, we don't get the robocalls that the swing states get. But if you live in Ohio, I don't know what Georgia's probably in play.
It is.
Yeah, so you're gonna get a lot of calls. Florida, a lot of calls from everybody involved.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to figure out if there's a way. It sounds like there might not be.
There's not a way that I know of that you could do on your iPhone, like put an app on your iPhone that'll do that.
Yeah.
For several reasons. One, Apple does not allow alternate dialer apps or alternate phone apps. That's just not allowed. Apple says, no, we make that. And that's part of the Apple philosophy, the iPhone philosophy is keeping other stuff off. Android, there may well be. In fact, there are a number of Android apps. One comes from Facebook. It's called, I think, Hello, that let you pre-screen calls. And Facebook will look it up and see if it's in your Facebook friends and might give you some call handling. But that's on Android, not on the iPhone. Google, now, if you're willing not to give it, and this is my recommendation, stop using your real number. I did this a long time ago because I got Google Voice. Now, Google Voice will let you do just exactly what you described. And it's a free service from Google. Don't know what the future holds for Google Voice because and there's some question in my mind about that, and I'll tell you why that is in a little bit. But what Google Voice will do is it'll let you have your contacts on Google. You'll get a new number, a free number. You can choose that number. I chose a vanity number. Or you could just, choose something in your own area code or whatever. It's just kind of like getting a number from the phone company, but it's through Google. Right. That's the number you'll give friends and family. Then you set up Google Voice to call your iPhone. But the other advantage of it is it can call up to 5 different phones. So you can either call your home phone, your iPhone. I use it because I have many phones. I'm always testing new phones. And you can have it do different responses to different people in your contact list. So if it's, you can have a family group, and in the family group it says, hey, it's great to hear from you. I love you. Hey. And if it's a friends group, nice, thanks for calling. And if it's the enemies group, go away. You can even have it drop calls that are from our unknown callers. You can have screening. So it turns on and it says, well, you can talk to Heath, but first, who are you? And they'll say, I'm Leo. And then, Heath, your phone will ring. You'll pick up, and it'll say, I'm Leo is calling. If you'd like to pick up, press 1. And that gives you the chance to send a voicemail or hang up on them. So that's all free, and that's pretty nice. Google Voice is just one of many companies that do this kind of screening. This has become a very popular category. The reason I'm worried about Google Voice is Google just started a new cell service. They're like Sprint and Verizon. They've gotten into the cell business. They call it Project Fi, F-I. Right now it's invite only. You have to go to fi.google.com and then request an invitation, and they've been very slow to go out. There's some other serious limitations. For instance, it only works with one phone, Google's own Nexus 6 phone, which, while is a nice Android phone, may not be the best Android phone, and it's gigantic. It's 6 inches, so... I happen to have one, and I use Google Fi. But one of the choices you have with Google Fi is to give up your Google Voice number and let Fi take it over, because it's a number that Google owns. Even though it's your number, it is a number that Google owns. And it worries me a little bit that maybe Google is thinking of other purposes for Google Voice, which would be a shame. Fortunately, there are other services, not free, that let you do some very sophisticated phone handling. I just joined one. This is for hardcore geeks. This is not something I probably would recommend to anybody who doesn't want kind of the ultimate in phone handling. It's called Anveo, A-N-V-E-O. You pay as you go. You do have to pay for a number. You pay for a lot of services. But it has this kind of programmable interface where you drag and drop things. So you can literally say, okay, if this number calls or anybody with this last name calls, I want them to get this number has been disconnected or is out of service message. You can have voicemail. You can have faxing. It's incredibly sophisticated. And each thing costs $1 or whatever. It doesn't seem too expensive. I'll let you know. But it's very sophisticated handling. And so, and again, this is the key with all of this is that you'll have a special number. That's the number you give out. And then you use the specialized call handling in Google Voice or Anveo and many others like this to decide what to do when somebody calls that number and if you want that call to be passed along to your own phone. It's kind of a way to kind of hide your actual phone number and give out a number. And one of the things you can do is say, hey, if I don't know this person, if they're not on my contact list, don't put them through. Send them right to voicemail. And I think that's what Heath was looking for.